Let's talk about fruits. 苹果，果 is just fruit. So a fruit called 苹
我吃苹果。香蕉。
香蕉香 is fragrance, smells good.
猴子拿香蕉。
So 猴子 is monkey, but 猴子 in the U.S. is 香蕉, but 猴子 in China is something else. I will show you.
西瓜。
So 西瓜 literally west melon. So any fruits or anything's name has a west or has an ocean. Usually they are from the western or outside of China.
哥哥抱西瓜。草莓。
草莓 May is berry, so 草莓 is just a grass berry.
我喜欢草莓。
But the Hong Kong name for 草莓 is crazy. We can talk about that later.
葡萄。
葡萄
奶奶洗葡萄。
The funny thing is that 葡萄 both characters are just created for this fruit. So 葡萄 is definitely a phonetic, not from English, maybe from the ancient Persian, but this is the name that will not used anywhere else.
橙子。妈妈切橙子。
So 橙子, you will have the experience seeing a lot of proper nouns or a lot of nouns has a 子 as the ending. It's just make it a disyllabic word. Actually, the 子 doesn't really carry any meaning in many nouns.
梨子。
See, 梨子.
他买一个梨。
It should be 他买了一个梨。他买一个梨 really lacking the information of the time.
柠檬。
柠檬 also kind of phonetic translation, but also like 葡萄, those two characters are not used in anywhere else.
柠檬很酸哦。
Yeah, 柠檬 is definitely 很酸, and I don't think people in China really differentiate lime and lemon that much.
芒果。
芒果 is both phonetic and meaningful.
姐姐吃芒果。
So 果 is fruit like 苹果, but 芒果 also sounds a lot like mango. So perfect translation.
菠萝。厨师削菠萝。
So 菠萝, I think it's also a phonetic, but also you can see the character has a grass radical for both of them. So that tells you this is a plant, something from the tree.
樱桃。他数着樱桃。
So 桃 is peach actually. 樱桃 is just a combination of the peach and something that from the tree, the 樱 tree. A lot of people think it's sakura is 樱花, so 樱桃 is a flower, is a fruit of sakura tree, but that's actually not true.
桃子。
See, that's 桃子, same thing from 樱桃, but 桃 is just a peach.
这有个桃子。
And 桃子 is what the monkey in China loves. So 孙悟空, the Monkey King, loves 桃子. Never tried 香蕉 because 香蕉was not introduced to China when the novel was written, The Journey to the West.
猕猴桃。
猕猴桃 is very funny name. It's still 桃 the peach, but 猕猴 is a kind of monkey, so it's a monkey peach.
鸟吃猕猴桃。
Well, I'm not sure 鸟 if 鸟吃猕猴桃. This is just random sentences. But 猕猴桃 is very interesting because I believe it was originated from China, but we didn't eat it. Then someone brought it to the New Zealand. Then New Zealand tamed it and made it kiwi. Then introduced them back to China. Then this time China started to accept that on the market. So fun story.
蓝莓。
So again, 莓 is berry. So 蓝莓 is just literally blueberry.
盘里有蓝莓。椰子。
This
他
is
在喝椰子。
probably something not originally from the mainland China, but from the tropical area of China, like Hainandao. So I never really learned the origin of that, but I believe this is not phonetic.
木瓜。
木瓜 again, 瓜 is melon, 西瓜 is west melon. 木瓜, if word by word, is just wood melon.
他爱吃木瓜。火龙果。
Sorry for the wrong picture, but 果 is fruit, 火 we learned is fire, and 龙 is dragon. So 火龙果, word by word, is fire dragon fruit. I think it's because of the color,
我
是
买火龙果。
红色的.
牛油果，
牛油果 has so many names. So 牛油 is just butter, or be more specific, the cow grease or a cow oil fruit. But 牛油果 is a
它
casual
做牛
name.
油果，
They have a lot of other names. Like I've heard someone call it 鳄梨 and someone call it just phonetically avocado. So, but 牛油果 is now basically the common translation.
哈密瓜，
Hamigua again, the melon called Hami. Hami is a location in Xinjiang area, so it's just a melon from that area.
这光很甜哦。
Yeah, it's very sweet for sure.
荔枝，
Sorry for the picture, and li zhi is such a famous fruit in China because it's tightly related to a famous emperor and the empress or the princess who enjoyed eating li zhi, so they sent the li zhi from the south part of Guangdong all the way to the Chang'an 1,000 years ago. There's a
他爱
novel
吃
about
荔
that.
枝，
But li zhi is now I think everyone knows about it. It used to be only the East Asian I understand what the fruit is.
榴莲，
Ooh, 榴莲 is very
非常
famous
臭。
for the smell. So the sentence 榴莲非常臭，臭 is smelly. But it's definitely love or hate. If you're trained to love it, you love it so much.
石榴，石榴紫红了。
Well, two things. First, I always teach my students if you cannot remember the 石榴, just remember this fruit is called 16, 石榴. Well, in the flow of the sentence, people wouldn't be able to differentiate its wrong tones. And the picture is wrong for sure. And also, second thing is in China, people 吃石榴 with spitting the seed. But here, I don't think in the US people do that.
李子，
李子 is basically, I think someone translated a plum, but it's not exactly the plum. It's another kind of dark colored fruit. I should find a better translation for that.
妹妹要李子。柚子，
柚子, see, like I mentioned, the 子 is so commonly appeared in many nouns.
爸爸买柚子。
We call that grapefruit, but pomelo, that's probably another way to call it.
山竹，
Wrong picture, but shanzhu is something I start to see it in Costco and Whole Foods more and more often these days.
白色的山竹，
So shanzhu is literally mountain bamboo. I think it's probably phonetic because the real fruit has nothing to do with bamboo, but that's basically tastes just like a very plain, round-shaped, deep purple color.
柿子，柿子变红了。
I think we should ignore the picture. So 柿子 is also more and more popular in the U.S. I've seen them in Costco many times this year. But 柿子 is and the dehydrated 柿子, the 柿饼, we call them the persimmon pies. They are very popular in the wintertime back in 20 or 30 years ago.
枇杷，枇杷很好吃。
This is something I don't even eat in China that often, but pipa is also, you can tell the character is obviously just created for the name of the fruit. Because the right part of pi is just bi, the right part of ba is just ba, so it's a phonetic and they add some wood radical to tell you it's something from the tree.
杨桃，
Oh, I know why it's a star, because it's a
他在看杨桃。
star fruit, but in Chinese it basically means a young peach. I think when they translated those foreign fruits, something that around or like similar to the round shape will be all translated with tao with something. Otherwise, it's hard to explain why it's translated as a peach.
桑葚，盘里有桑葚。
Mulberry Sangshan is not very popular here, but in China, I think I don't know. I never really had it when I was little, but I know you can find it in the market a lot.
无花果，
Very funny name. The fruit without flowers. Guess what that is?
我摘无花果。
无花果.
甘蔗，
gan is basically a formal way of the sweet taste. So 甘蔗 is something, a cane, sweet taste, sugar cane.
我嚼着甘蔗。红毛丹。
Hongmaodan is really funny name because Hong is red, Mao is hair, so it's a red hair. Dan could be a round shape pill. So Hongmaodan, a red hair round shape pill.
这是红毛丹。
That's Rabdan. It's also something that from a tropical area. So I don't think it was introduced to the mainland China until maybe 20 years ago.
菠萝蜜。
I never had that before, but I know it was very common in Taiwan.
它叫菠萝蜜。
Bolomi, I got confused with that with liulian a lot, durian, because they look similar to me, but people said they tasted very differently. So bolomi is definitely purely phonetic. Mi is honey, and bolo is not pineapple. It's just a phonetic thing. So it's a pine. If you really go into the word by word and the sound is a pineapple honey, doesn't really make sense.
百香果。
Baixiangguo is one of the most one of the name that are most away from the real fruit. So bai is 100, usually refer to everything. So let's say 100, xiang is like xiangjiao fragrance. So 100 fragrance fruit, what's that would be?
他爱百香果。
I never tried until like probably 15 years ago and was so disappointed because Baixiangguo has no xiang at all. It's always just 酸 like 柠檬. It's very sour. Or maybe I tried the wrong one.
杏子。树上有杏子。
Okay, this is actually a wrong picture, but 杏, I think I wouldn't call it 杏子. I would just call it 杏, but 杏子 also makes sense for Chinese people.
树莓。
So 树莓, again, 莓 is berry, so 树 is tree, so 树莓 will be tree berry.
他采摘树莓。
It's actually raspberry. There is another name which is more interesting for this fruit. It's called 覆盆子. 覆盆子 basically means the fruit that cover all the plate or cover all the bowl. That's 覆盆子. But I think 树莓 makes more sense.
蔓越莓。
蔓越莓, Mei is berry, and 蔓越 is just, I think, a phonetic translation. So 蔓越莓.
我买蔓越莓。
I think at least after all this, you start to know that the Mei always refer to kind of berry, and guo is fruit, and gua is melon. So Chinese, the way they form the characters and the names are always like find a gyro word or a general word, they add adjective and add a sound in front of it to form new things. So the more you learn the language, the more you know about the nouns, and the easier you will learn, the more complicated, because they are just combos like the Legos from the simple words.
黑莓。
Again, 莓 berry, hey black, so
地里长黑莓。
blackberry.
龙眼。
Longyan, I think it's English word is Chinese just means a dragon eye. So what is a dragon eye?
爷爷吃龙眼。
So they basically just phonetically translated from Chinese to English. So they didn't translate the dragon eyes because that sounds so scary. So they just Longan. Maybe I don't know the English pronunciation.
橘子。
Oh, that's a simple one.
我剥开橘子。苹果。
Okay, so we have did all of them, and you know some formation of the fruits names, and I will put this file under the link in the comments, so you can do it. It's not only just this; it's
我
also
吃苹果。
you can do the
香蕉。
self quiz and the self
香蕉。
quiz from English to
猴子拿
Chinese
香蕉。
and the multiple choice,
红毛丹。
and also some timed rush quiz.
西瓜。
And then you have all the list. So I made this and I hope it helps you to learn the fruits. And next time we're going to talk about the very funny thing is like the Mandarin versus Taiwan Mandarin versus Cantonese for some very common food and objects, you will be surprised to see how differently they sound in each part of the dialect. Okay, subscribe and follow for more. 再见。